Hello everyone, I'm Ben Coleman, one of your hosts for the Florida Aviation Network. Thank you for joining us here on this live, in the clear feed, streaming to you live from the Florida Air Museum. Remember that name because you need to come here and see it. We're at the 44th Annual Sun and Fun International Convention and Fly-In, and it's been an interesting week so far. Mother Nature has challenged us, but we have met her challenge and we're here in full force today. The liquid sunshine has turned into real sunshine, and that sunshine is rampant in Florida, but there's one place that it's a little more beautiful than here in Central Florida. That's in the Bahamas. That's what I'm saying, in the Bahamas, man. And we have with us here Leonard Stuart. Mr. Stuart, welcome.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
And you are from the Bahamas.
I'm from the Bahamas. I'm from the island called Bimini, known as the gateway to the Bahamas, just 50 miles off the coast of Miami, Florida.
Beautiful, beautiful. Mr. Stuart, what is your role with the Bahamas?
I work for the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism in Plantation, Florida. I'm the district manager for the vertical markets, and that includes boating, fishing, diving, as well as aviation. That's why I'm up here at Sun and Fun.
And are you having fun?
I'm having fun in the sun.
You weren't having fun yesterday.
Not yesterday, but in the Bahamas we had sunny skies.
And again, about aviation, I've heard some real just horror stories about people afraid to fly to the Bahamas. All that water, and it's probably the customs and immigration, and it's just probably a nightmare. How easy is it to fly to the Bahamas?
It is very, very easy to fly in the Bahamas. That's one of the goals that the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism has instituted, to ease of flying your aircraft to the Bahamas. Over here in the United States, we have some gateways known as Bahamas Gateway, FBOs, and on the eastern coast of Florida and throughout. What they do is they brief pilots prior to going to the Bahamas. Down in South Florida, FXC, in particular Banyan Aviation, it's a one-stop shop where you can get all of your life raft if you're traveling from up east coast and you don't want to bring all of this baggage or your raft. You can go there and they rent the raft to you. They have all the information there for you. The C7A that is required to enter the Bahamas for a private aircraft, as well as the C7A. You can get all of that at Banyan Aviation down in Fort Lauderdale.
You know, it's been so long since I've flown over there, I've got to admit, Mr. Stewart, General Declaration, that's all that we had back in the day. And that was before the Form C7A?
That's before the Form C7A came about, and all you actually needed was a driver's license, but the world changes since 9/11, a lot of restriction.
Sure.
We are under the FAA rules and regulation, as well as the ICAO for the Bahamas. So these are standards that we have to adhere to. So because of that, it's getting a little difficult, but we try to make it as simple and easy as possible, because we want you to arrive and to get off that aircraft and unwind and be on the beach drinking a cold Calico or a Bahama Mama waiting for you.
There you go. Now we're talking. The Bahama Mama is, if you haven't had one of those, they taste much different in the Bahamas.
It tastes a little different. We have a little special recipe that we use, and the only way you can get it is down in the Bahamas, and that's why I'm here at Sun and Fun to advise all the listening audience to come to the Bahamas.
Mr. Stewart, the actual trek over the water, there's some people that are very, very apprehensive about flying over water. I understand that, but if you stop and think of it logically, the aircraft doesn't know that it's over water.
No.
And typically, if you're going from, say, Lakeland to Jacksonville, you're over a lot of land, and you typically make it in one piece. It's a lot closer to go to the Bahamas from Vero Beach than it is to fly from here to look at it on a map if you haven't studied it, and I really throw that out as a challenge because it's something that, and you say it's not difficult. Would you drive your car to the grocery store without your license, without a copy of a registration of your vehicle? There's some basic rudiments, some foundation documents that you just automatically do. it's much similar, I think, in flying to the Bahamas. There's some basic things that you must do in order to do it not only properly, but safely. And I know that you walk them through. Your website is extremely robust on how to
Right,
do that.
yes. You can visit us at www.bahamas.com/flying, and the basic things that you would need is you would need a custom sticker on your aircraft, a 12-inch tail number that is required, a radio license that you would have to adhere to, and basically once you're down in South Florida for listening and communication, Miami radio, and it follows throughout the Bahamas. You can go so far when you pass Bimini, then you can pick up Nassau radio, so you're always in sight of or listening to some communication as you fly over the beautiful waters of Great Bahamas.
And really, it's a challenge for the folks, for the land lovers, and you will feel so much better after you get this behind you. If for those of you who have not flown to the Bahamas, it can be a little bit unnerving until you get there and say, well, that wasn't that bad, and then you panic and say, well, oh, now I've got to go back. But then once you make it back, look at what you've accomplished.
Yeah.
And you've flown into an actually international country.
Right.
Because the Bahamas is very much, it's not part of Florida.
It's not part of Florida, but it's like say when the people in Florida sneezes, the Bahamas catches the cold. That's how close we are. But also, too, we make it somewhat easier. We have seminars over here in Florida, as well as we have Bahamas Fly-In. You can visit our website and you can join in the flying, and the flying is the ease of getting you in there. You would go with one of our pilot or our flying ambassadors. We have a resident of United States who are volunteers, and they know the Bahamas sometimes better than we do. So when we are not available to do it, they would escort you through the process from leaving South Florida, landing in the Bahamas, clearing the customs, immigration, and giving an itinerary of resort or places to eat, things to do, places to dive, and all that type of stuff.
And there's some sensitive areas there. We want to take good care of our reefs. We want to take care of our wildlife. And that's something that we also want everybody that goes to the Bahamas to know. Things that they ask you not to do. Yeah. And just places to go, like you say, you give them all the ingredients of where to go and have a good time.
Exactly, yes. Yes, now some of the things that we don't like to do is that there was some story out back with the swimming pigs. They in Staniel Key and the Exuma, some people went there and they fed them, and a few of them died. So that wasn't a good thing to do. But outside of that, everything is back to normal.
Well, good. And again, you are visiting I use the term foreign country in the strictest sense, but they're a very, very friendly foreign country. I've never had a bad experience.
Right.
In the Bahamas.
And that's why our slogan and our motto is, it's better in the Bahamas.
And it is. It is. And going back many, many years with Piper Aircraft, we do a lot of photo missions in the Bahamas. And I was very, very proud to be on the Bahama map for many years on the cover. That was many years ago. But I do know that the charts are very readily available. They're very informative, and actually, I have to hand it to you. Your Ministry of Tourism has really spent a lot of effort to improve the coordination of flying to Bahamas, and it's one of the things that it's worked.
Yes, and we work closely with also the U.S. authorities, and that's why we go hand in hand. We just try to make it easy, because when the U.S. makes money, the Bahamas makes money.
True. What kind of numbers can you share with me, Mr. Stewart, as far as the number of tourists that you see, and has there been an increase or a decline? It's
been a great increase, and just was announced just a few days ago by our Director General. Just Nassau alone registered over 4 million visitors, just in Nassau alone, which is our capital. So we're in the 5 million plus visitors per year. And we hope to increase that number. We have 54 airports in the Bahamas, and we have a lot of marinas and stuff that boats can go there, a lot of cruise ship, and it's one of the #1 destination for anyone who is traveling. The Bahamas is out there. We have that brand is out there. So, you know, and that's why we are up here again at the Florida Aviation Network to help spread the word that we are out there for business. The Bahamas is up and running, despite what took place last year with those 2 major hurricanes and whatnot. But we are open for business.
That was quite a blow. That was quite a blow, both for you guys and us here in the state of Florida.
But we are resilient people, South Florida, and Florida bounced back, so did the Bahamas.
Okay, one last point that I'd like to bring out and develop from you is U.S. Customs and the Bahamian Customs. What should the folks be particularly mindful about when they go through customs? Anything in particular, carrying spirits, if you will?
Well, one of the things that we prohibit at certain time of the year is certain type of foods, vegetable, going into the country. We have an abundance, or sometimes certain insects get on these various fruits and different things like that. But outside of that, just have all your paperwork ready, a nice smile, and that's all they would need.
And typically, if it's something that you could not take aboard an airline and travel on the airlines, it's probably a good rule of thumb that you probably wouldn't want to take it to the Bahamas.
Right. Sometimes too, you know, an ammunition or some sort of things like that. And what would happen if you accidentally take it there, and they would hold it in safekeeping for you until you depart, and then they would put it back on the aircraft, and then you would take off.
So they wouldn't confiscate it, throw you in jail?
No,
and
not for first offense or nothing like that, because we want your business. I mean, you know, sometimes those things happen.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah. It's good to know. Thank you so much, Mr. Stewart, for joining us here.
Thank you very much for having me here. And as I say again, it's better in the Bahamas.
It is better in the Bahamas.
Thank you.
The water is beautiful, and the people are friendly. And we also appreciate all the folks that come here to visit the Ministry of Tourism in their stand here at the Sun and Fun. They have a booth, and it's beautiful, beautiful in Hangar D. And come to Hangar D. Come and see Mr. Stewart. He'll be there probably for the rest of the week.
Yep.
And we will all be there with you. So come here to Sun and Fun. Talk to you later.
It's been said that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well,